Okay, let's look at the Calici viruses first. Calici viruses are naked, remember, and the main virus in this family is norovirus or Norwalk virus. Reservoir is the GI tract, and it's typically fecal-oral route. Now, this is the virus that plagues the cruise ship industry. Okay? Now, I took a cruise with my kids just last year, right around this time, and I know different than thousands of other people got Norwalk virus. Now, on cruises, they're very, very sensitive about this. So, very early on in the cruise, my daughter threw up at dinner all over the waiter. That was a fun time. And they thought she had Norwalk virus. So they kept saying, is she okay? Is she okay? How long has she had this? They were calling the room, and they made us, in a gentle way, bring her down to the clinic that's on the ship. And we determined right away that it was basically seasickness. Okay? A few days later, I got Norwalk virus for sure. And I always thought, oh, it's mild viral gastroenteritis, watery diarrhea. It's awful, okay? But here's what I'm going to tell you. When you go on a cruise ship and you get Norwalk virus, you know what they do? They quarantine you to that little teeny tiny room. So you've paid thousands of dollars to go on a cruise. Now you get Norwalk and you're quarantined to the room. You know, those little papers that you're signing? One of the things that they say is if you get sick, there's a possibility of being quarantined, okay? Now, it is significant nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea. I can promise you that. And when I was at dinner, and you always hear that the food's really good on the cruise, it's true. When I was at dinner, the waiter's like, ma'am, are you feeling okay? And I was, absolutely, but you're not really eating anything. I was like, oh, you know, I had a late lunch and I'm really not that hungry. Yeah, you're right. I didn't tell a soul that I had it, okay? Because I wanted to keep having fun despite my watery diarrhea. Go figure. Anyways, very, very common. The leading cause of non-bacterial gastroenteritis in the U.S. And certainly, if they mention cruise ships, you definitely want to go with Norwalk. Now, what I typically tell my students to help you differentiate between Norwalk virus and rotavirus as far as gastroenteritis is if you can walk, it's Norwalk, which means that infant diarrhea is typically due to rotavirus. If you can walk, it's Norwalk. Otherwise, infants tend to get rotavirus. All right. Diagnosis, really, they're probably not going to do any specific diagnostic things to give you a definitive diagnosis. There's no specific treatments, and the best mechanism of prevention is hand washing. What hand washing does is provide a mechanical removal of the virus from your hands. Because remember, this is a naked virus. It is very sturdy against detergents, okay? But the mechanical removal of the virus, the water and the motion definitely helps limit the spread of Norwalk virus.